so much for being here. My name is Debbie Dawkins. I'm a current board member of the foundation, and I'll be assisting as your MC for the program. Before we begin, I invite Father Benjamin Spear Hardy II, Rector of St. Margaret's Episcopal Church, to offer our invocation.
Let us pray. Accept, O Lord, our thanks and praise for this day you've given us. We thank you for the Centerville-Washington Foundation and for our honoree, a devoted servant of our community who touched so many lives, Jenell Ross. We thank you for the benefactors and all those who support this organization and all the work that has been done to touch the lives of those who were poor and neglected, who is easy to forget. But we thank you for giving them the heart, O Lord, to make a difference. We are grateful for all that you have bestowed upon us. And thank you for helping us each and every day to have eyes to see and ears to hear all that is going on around us, and to be able to reach out and make a difference in the lives of those who are marginalized in our community. Thank you for this occasion, and for all who are here today. Bless each family, every member here today. Continue to lead and guide us each and every day to open our eyes to see what you will have us to see and to do what you want us to do. We ask it all in the mighty and precious name, O Lord. We ask it all. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father. Now we turn our attention to our foundation president, Brendan Cunningham, for some acknowledgments.
Welcome. As Debbie mentioned, my name is, for those that I haven't had the opportunity to meet personally, is Brendan Cunningham. I have the honor to be the president of this fine organization. After being born and raised in Centerville, CHS class of 1988, and lived here most of my adult life, this organization has a special meaning to me. So thank you for all in attendance. I would like to just introduce some of those in attendance this evening. So past honorees of this award, the Reverend Harvey Smith, Martha Boyce, and we also want to remember the founders that we've lost since we last gathered in person, Paul Heinz. I'd like to recognize some of our public officials here tonight from the township. Dale Berry, Sharon Lowry, Scott Paulson, and Gary Smiga. From the city, our fine mayor, Brooks Compton, the city manager, Wayne Davis, and Maria Vogelsang. I'd like to further recognize representatives from the Centerville-Washington Parks District Board, Alex Pearl, the Washington Centerville Library Board, Liz Foltz, the director, and then finally, I'd like to recognize the trustees that put in so much effort, not only for this event. They're on the board of the Centerville-Washington Foundation, but all year long. Debbie Dawkins, our vice president. Jack Lobeck, our treasurer. Dr. Mamali Anim. Mike Beavis. Scott Colwell. Scott. Artie Garg. Carol Kennard. Chris McAlpin. Our past president, Kevin McDonald. Rachel Selby. Kate Trangenstein. And finally, our newest board member, Kelly Ewell. I'd like to recognize some of our corporate sponsors this evening. Earhart Web and Tech. Minuteman Press of Centerville. The Miami Valley Communications Council. Voss Auto Network. As most are aware, John Voss passed away in September. John was a longtime supporter of this organization, foundation. It will be missed. I'd like to recognize our platinum level sponsors, the Centerville Noon Optimist Club, Richard and Eileen Carr, the Reverend Harvey B. Smith, Bill's Donuts, our gold level sponsors, Dr. Mamali Anim, Patrick and Susan Crippen, LFL Insurance Agency, Jack and Debbie Loback, and our silver level sponsors, Brooks and Ruth Compton, Key Bank, George Imani Malakis. And a special thanks to the Miami Valley Communication Council and Richard Diaz for their videotaping of tonight's event, Jesse Gaither of Minuteman Press for printing the programs, Mike Beavis, the jack of all trades, he's our photographer for this evening, Susie Sweets for the cookies and the centerpieces, Carol Kennard for the centerpieces, and our Dayton Foundation representative, Lucy Baker. If I failed to mention anyone, you can clap for yourselves now. Okay. The Centerville Foundation is dedicated to helping our community. The CWF provides grants in the areas of education, poverty, environment, arts, health, and social services. We accomplish this using generous donations from individual contributors, corporate sponsors, and legacy donors who desire to make a positive impact in our community. Jenell is a lot like the foundation. She has served our immediate community and the broader community beyond Centerville and Washington Township. Jenell has served on numerous boards, several foundations, and community service organizations, including as trustee of the University of Dayton, the boards of the Dayton Performing Arts Alliance, the Dayton Development Coalition, and the Diversity Council for Centerville-Washington Township. She has raised more than $300,000 for the American Cancer Society and over $800,000 for the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation. She is the only second-generation African-American woman automobile dealer in the United States. Jenell has also served as chair of the Cincinnati branch board of the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. Right now, I'll ask Debbie to come back up with help from others to honor Jenell.
Thank you. As Brendan mentioned, Jenell is truly an inspiration to her family, her friends, and her community. She's a builder and a connector in every sense of the word. She also finds time to swim, play a little golf, as evidenced by our centerpieces, listens to one of the greatest musicians of his generation, Prince. Note the little red Corvettes on the table. Thank you, Richard Carr, for shopping. And Prince's symbol as a cookie. And, of course, her efforts to honor her mother with pink ribbon driven, also a cookie, have reached epic proportions. But Jenell is a mighty yet modest woman. Tonight, we will have speakers by proclamation and in person and video to share more about this amazing woman. It is my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Brooks A. Compton, the Mayor of Centerville.
It's an honor to be here this evening. I appreciate having an opportunity to congratulate Jenell. So we really are so fortunate in the Dayton area to have those like Jenell who step forward and lead in our community. We see, as a member of City Council for many years, we see her support for Centerville and our entire region with the excellence of her dealerships and her outstanding commitment to the greater Dayton community, which Centerville is part of. Their success is our success. Our community is better because of you, Jenell. So on behalf of the City of Centerville, its residents and City Council, and in recognition of your longtime commitment to the City of Centerville and the greater Dayton region, I have issued this official record making October 6, 2022 as Jenell Ross Day in the City of Centerville. And that will be forever so on the records of the City of Centerville. In closing, Jenell, I might suggest that since this is your day here in the City of Centerville, should there be any issue you would like to address with the City of Centerville, let me point out Wayne Davis, our city manager, and if by chance he should give you any resistance to your request of the city, that you pull out this proclamation and remind them that this is your day. I'm honored to be here. Congratulations.
It is my pleasure to introduce Washington Township Board of Trustees Vice President Dale Berry.
Wow, what a pleasure to have a lady like Jenell Ross in the Dayton area, especially in the Centerville-Washington Township area. So much she's done for our community. And as I told Jenell briefly a little while ago, back in 2008 and 2009, I had the privilege of serving on the board of the American Cancer Society back when we had a Dayton branch. Sitting next to me at all the meetings was a wonderful lady named Norma Ross. Norma was my friend on the board of the American Cancer Society. She was a pleasure to work with, and I can see that this wonderful personality has come down one more generation to this very successful lady we're honoring this evening. So on behalf of the residents of Washington Township, the elected officials of Washington Township, with me this evening, Gary Smeeg is here, and all of the employees and the citizens and residents of Washington Township, I would like to congratulate you on this wonderful award, and I'll leave this proclamation for you.
I didn't know if I was supposed to come up or stay seated.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. At this time, I would like to call your attention to our video screens for special appearances by people whose lives have been touched by Jenell.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Sievers, Chair of the Opera Guild of Dayton's High School Vocal Competition. This annual event promotes great singing and musicianship by encouraging our younger singers through friendly competition. The monetary awards for the past several years have been graciously donated by the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation. As a professional singer and educator myself, I can attest to the importance of these awards, which help support the financial needs of these singers, whether it be for funding lessons, collaborative pianists, or purchasing sheet music, or other expenses. On behalf of the Opera Guild of Dayton, I would like to thank the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation and all of its members. Thank you. Now, we'll hear from former Opera Guild competition winner, Maya Van Such.
My name is Maya Van Such, and I am a soprano from the Dayton area. Locally, I have performed with the Dayton Opera as an artist in residence with the 2019-2020 season, and most recently was seen as young Katie in Finding Right. I grew up in the Dayton area, and the Dayton musical community was foundational for me as I began studying music. In 2013, I was the second place winner of the Dayton Opera Guild's High School Voice Competition, and in 2014 went on to win first prize. Both of these awards were so helpful to me as I studied, both with private lessons and then as I transitioned into studying at the college level. In addition, I was able to make connections within the community that have continued to serve me to this day. Thank you so much, Opera Guild, for the opportunities you provided for me and continue to provide for other young artists in the area.
Hi, I'm Stacy Thompson-Sperari, and I was asked to share an experience with my dear friend, Jenell Ross. And I gave a lot of thought to this, but perhaps the one and more recent one that really comes to mind is just Jenell's graciousness and care for others. During the pandemic, Jenell and I are members of a couple of organizations in common. One, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, as well as the Dayton chapter of the Links Incorporated. And in both organizations, we have older members who, during the pandemic, we were very concerned about just in terms of, their ability to get out and get food or to order food. And some of them were not, as acclimated to ordering food and having it delivered, or groceries and having them delivered. And it was Jenell who said, you know what, let's just find a local caterer and have food, already prepared food sent to them. It was Jenell who took on this initiative, who paid for this initiative. Even when others of us said, hey, let us join in with you. She was fine with that, but we knew it wasn't necessary, that she was going to do it and make sure it was done. That's Jenell Ross, just a person who always thinking about the needs of others, always being responsive to the needs of others, and then taking whatever action she has to take to meet the needs of others. That's Jenell in a nutshell, and I absolutely love and adore her for it. It's that she uses her resources, her time, what little she has, but she is always willing to give it in support of others. And this is just an example of where she did that during the pandemic, when many of us had so many things on our mind. In addition to trying to run a business and take care of family, Jenell was also very concerned with the needs of others and met those needs where they were. So that's Jenell Ross, and I love her for it. Thank you.
Many thanks to Richard Diaz of the Miami Valley Communications Council for his assistance with that video. Please give a warm welcome to Jenell's cousin, Antoinette Hampton.
It's funny you say that, because earlier today she said, so do you have what you're going to say planned out today for this evening? I said, yeah, I'm about to roast you. But no, I'm not going to do that, because there's some things that are just better left unsaid. So those are secrets between her and I, and we'll take them to our grave. No, but I grew up with Jenell. No, she was my big cousin. And as we have, I won't say older, I will say more mature. As we've grown more mature, she's not only become my big cousin, but she's become one of my big sisters. So I so much appreciate you. Jenell has supported my son and me since we've moved back to the Dayton area, 10 years ago. She has been countlessly there for me many times, many days when I've had bad days at work. All I had to do is call her up. We meet at Coco's, and she knew what questions to ask, which allowed me to clear my thoughts and come up with solutions. So I appreciate that. She also gave my son his first job right out of high school. Never had a job in his life. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And she gave him his job after he graduated from college. So I greatly appreciate that as well. I can remember one time we went to Florida for Jenell's birthday. And this is how kind she is and thoughtful, because I was hysterical, but she calmed me down. I had missed my flight from out of Florida to my connector at LaGuardia. How many people have flown out of LaGuardia before? So you already know where I'm going with this. It was horrible. So my flight was delayed. I get to LaGuardia. They didn't notify the flight in LaGuardia that the flight was delayed, so it left me. I'm traveling from one side of the airport, running down to the other side of the airport. Anyway, long story short, they put me on a plane which would have flown me into Cincinnati. I didn't know how I was going to get from Cincinnati back to Dayton, but I said, okay, I'll figure it out then. But I called Jenell very upset, and she's like, calm down. It's going to be okay. I'm going to be in Cincinnati for a board meeting anyway. I'll stay at the airport. As late as it was, she stayed at the airport, waited for me to come in, and gave me her car to drive home. So I appreciate that. There's a whole other line. There's another piece of this story that I'm not going to bore you with because it has nothing to do with Jenell, but it was one heck of a night. I'm just going to leave that alone. Jenell has always not only been supportive of myself and my son, but she's always been supportive of our entire family and all of her friends. I think the videos that you have seen and will see will prove the type of woman that she is and the type of person that she is. She's a woman who truly cares for this community and wants to make it a better place, not only for us to live, but for everybody to live and for everybody to be proud of that they live in it. She supports many organizations, many individuals, many causes, and has a very deep passion for the foundation that she continues to run in honor of her mother, the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation. Sorry, I'm glad Sybil wasn't here because she would be like, it's the Memorial Foundation. Like, okay. So the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation. She has done amazing things, and I am glad to call you not only my big cousin, but my big sister. And I love you, and I pray for continued success for your business in which she still continues to grow and be committed to the business that her mother and father began and the staff of that business. So thank you very much. I love you deeply. And maybe this week we have to go to Coco's. I don't know.
Thank you. I am also available to go to Coco's. Please help me welcome Sally Grady, Director of Kettering Breast Evaluation Centers of the Kettering Health Network.
Well, I wouldn't mind being in on the Coco's thing too, So I am really happy to be here this evening to talk about Jenell. So I met her about 3.5 years ago, and really started out I felt we were colleagues because we both have the same passion for helping women get screening mammograms and really take care of their breast health. But that relationship really turned into, I really consider you a friend. And it's amazing when you get to work with somebody who has such a passion. There's a quote by Winston Churchill that I like that says, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And those words really remind me of you. You've done some wonderful things with your business and work, and you've all heard about those. But the qualities that really make Jenell stand out have nothing to do with her job. They have everything to do with her heart. So Jenell and I both have that same passion for helping women do everything they can to stay healthy, through the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation, because I can hear Sybil's voice. I can hear that voice too. You did a really good impression of it. You were pretty good. But, helping women get the care they need when they need it is an amazing thing. There are so many women who don't have access to healthcare services. And, we consider a screening mammogram just to be a basic healthcare service that everyone should be able to get. So we've really worked a lot together to remove barriers, no matter what that might be. You don't have a physician, no problem. We'll figure it out. You don't have transportation. Well, guess what? We know somebody who has a transportation company. You don't have, insurance. We're going to help you get that mammogram or whatever care you need, regardless of your ability to pay. And Jenell works tirelessly to make sure that no woman ever goes without the care she needs. So, you talk about the power of moments, and there's just been some great moments that Jenell has created for me and my team at the breast centers. I've had the opportunity to help and work and plan events with Jenell and attend some. She always shows up in that beautiful pink outfit, as evidenced by tonight. She's never without her pink ribbon-driven pin, and you can always know she's going to have a lot of bracelets on her arm. That's really your signature. And I just always look for, where's Jenell? Where's the pink? I'll find her. You really walk the talk. Very few people do that, do what they say they're going to do, and you do it. We've worked together and at our Kettering Health Dayton, formerly Grandview. It's really hard not to call it Grandview. We really help, and Sybil, who's the director of the foundation, she works to bring women in that don't have access to that care. And about 2 Saturdays a month, we bring those ladies in. But the really cool part about this is Jenell and Sybil show up a lot of times. They ask, can I have a table? And they have little goodies and prizes. And every woman that comes in is just made to feel so welcome and so special. Because, ladies in the room, how many of you look forward to having your mammogram done? It's like, oh, I can't wait to have my annual mammogram done. I'm going next month. You can't wait. But, that you make sure that these women know that you are there for them. And it doesn't stop at their mammogram. I've had lots of conversations with Sybil. Oh, did so-and-so, did they have anything wrong? Do they need follow-up care? What's the next step? And they don't just let these women come in and have their mammogram and just go. They're there for the long haul. You're really there for people no matter what they need. And again, there's just not that many people that do that. And that really makes you stand out from most other people that I've ever worked with in my 44-year career. I started when I was 6. Let's get that clear. One story, during COVID, our breast centers and the hospitals had a really difficult time getting a hold of supplies. And, Jenell would show up like your fairy godmother with boxes in hand. And I've never seen people so excited to open up boxes of gloves and masks and hand sanitizer and the purple top wipes. We were like jumping up and down. We have a particular wipe we clean our mammogram machines with that doesn't streak, and it's only the purple top wipe. And she had them. Nobody else did. So when she would walk in, it was like, oh my gosh, it's my fairy godmother coming with the purple top wipes. So that's a great, story because you don't, see staff look like kids at Christmas time, when they're getting a box of supplies. But that was so needed during that time. And it was, working in a hospital during that is probably two of the most challenging years I think I've ever had in my entire career. And for somebody to realize that and just show up, with a hug, with a box of stuff, with a, hey, what else can I do for you? It just really means the world when you're going through such a difficult time. So, also, I think if anybody in this room, if you could choose who you would want to be your sister, you'd put Jenell at the top of your list. She has integrity and honor, but she's also the person you feel like you could tell your deepest secrets to at a slumber party. Have the girlfriend talk. She's fun, but you can always tell that she has that spirit of caring. You truly care about the people that your family, but you make all of us feel like your family. And that's, a wonderful thing to have. You've had friends and some other acquaintances that have gone through some, scary things with there's something on my mammogram or they have breast cancer. she's always calling me. Hey, can you help me with so-and-so? Can you help get them in? What can we do? Can we do something faster? Can we do something different? What's the best surgeon? How do we get them into the surgeon? This is probably, I can't even imagine how busy you must be hearing about all the other things that you take on. But you take the time to care about your friends and acquaintances. It's the mother of one of your employees. It's, somebody that you're always trying to help them. And you use every resource at your disposal to make things easier for them. We all rise by lifting others, and you do this every day. And if we would all just take care of each other and go that extra mile, we'd all be lifted up. We'd lift so many other people up. There's not a lot of positive things in the world sometimes, but you're looking at one, right here. She exudes that from her. You feel more positive just by being around her. So there's so many moments that make me thankful that I can count you as a colleague, but more importantly, a friend. You show up for people. You let people know that you care. You give your time to things that are important to you. You really are selfless. You do all these things and you don't ask for any recognition. You don't look for thanks. You just do them because it's the right thing to do. And again, how many people in this world really do things just because it's the right thing to do for one another? You've got compassion, but you also have empathy. You have the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and realize what they might be going through and really be there for them because you're in the trenches with them when they're going through all this. You're the person that whether you're out front or behind the scenes, you're ever present. You're always there. You have that special sauce that makes everybody in the room feel heard and like they're special. You are the special sauce. So don't go get a Big Mac. That's not the special sauce there. This is. It's such a gift that you give so easily without expecting anything in return. And sometimes people who do that so effortlessly, we really kind of take for granted and we forget to say thank you. So thank you. Because if the world had more people like you, it would be a much better place because you make a difference. The work you do is important, it's appreciated, and best of all, it truly comes from your heart. So sometimes we have to stop and thank you. Thank the people who make that difference. I appreciate your friendship. You've been a blessing not only to me, but to everyone in your community. So thank you so much.
Jenell, don't sit down. Let's give our honoree the opportunity to speak on her own behalf, please. Please congratulate and welcome Ms. Jenell Ross.
I know. I am the behind the scenes person, but I truly appreciate everyone being here. And Sally, I had no, I mean, thank you. Thank you to everyone. I'm going to try to stick with the script because if not, two of them are going to be like, oh Lord, she's going off script. She won't know what she's doing. So I'm going to stick with it and then maybe ad lib afterwards. But I just want to say thank you and good evening to the Centerville-Washington Township Foundation. I really do appreciate your willingness to honor me this evening. I know I have given Mike and Carol, I've probably been the most unorthodox person trying to get a hold of. And I just want to say I'm sorry, but thank you. Thank you both for, they showed up one day and I was like, oh, I had a meeting with them? I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm sorry. But I also want to truly thank you for your patience. And you have definitely you have really made this day special. I mean, to walk in, I was like, where'd they get those pink ribbon driven flags? And that looks like a green and the Prince symbol. I was like, oh my God. So at first I was like, okay, the Corvette, I was like, okay, we'll give Mr. Voss all he needs this week. Because it's, I love the Voss family. I was like, okay, but yeah, we're going to go with the little red Corvette. We'll give him that then. We'll share it. So no, and in all seriousness though, and what you said about Mr. Voss, a true icon for this community and always was a huge supporter of me and my family. So even though we're competitors, have nothing but love for them and all that they have done for our community as well. So I would be remiss not to recognize them for who and what they are and what they have brought to this community too. But I was a little scared about my cousin, Sally. Thank you. And Mr. Stone was not able to be with us, so I was a little scared about that too. So Sally, thank you for balancing out cousin, and probably would have balanced out Mr. Stone as well. But thank you so much for your willingness to be a part of this evening. But as I contemplate the topic of community service, and you said it, I know a heart for service rarely begins through osmosis. I find myself thinking about my grandparents and their focus on community service, or what was often referred to in my family as giving back. They instilled the same commitment in my parents. For as long as I can remember, my parents prioritized community service, often reminding me God blesses us so we may be a blessing to others. Any honor I receive in this space really belongs to those who are now my ancestors. They are truly the ones who ensured a heart for giving back is embedded in my DNA. Service to others provides a critical way for me to share my most intimate self, to not just observe a community need, but to do something tangible to address it. I think we can all agree there are numerous community needs and many ways we can all give back. But some of the ones that truly resonate with me is finding opportunities to champion and advocate for youth, as well as breast cancer awareness and support. A sense of community has always been a part of my life, through the lessons of business learned from my father, to the enthusiasm of community outreach and the importance of education for youth imparted on me from my mother. I too have found a passion for supporting the community in which I live, work, and I guess play a little golf. By sponsoring youth programs and organizations that promote youth education, sports, and the arts, I believe we are building bright, confident, forward-thinking youth who will build strong communities in the future. For me, an investment in young people is an investment for a brighter future. Another passion I took on in 2010 after the loss of my mother to breast cancer was founding the Norma J. Ross Memorial Foundation in her honor. I began raising money for the American Cancer Society, and then, which Mr. Berry acknowledged, in regards to their efforts of fundraising for breast cancer research. But today the foundation works with both local hospital groups, oncology physician offices, and many other organizations to help support programs for underserved women. And Sally, it's been an absolute joy to work with you and your team. I feel like Gina is my own radiologist, or is it? Technologist. And when I go for my mammogram, I do look forward to seeing Gina. I don't look forward to going through the process. But I can explain to you a really great process that they do now. They have this remote, and ladies, you can smush yourself. Yes. So it's awesome. So if you think about it, if you pinch yourself, right, it doesn't hurt. So just imagine if you're compressing yourself, it doesn't hurt as bad as somebody else in control. Hey, I'm plugging. Do I get a, okay. So I'm sorry, now I lost my thing. But we have centered in on the prevention is our focus, but we also will continue to provide financial support and assistance and guide those that are unfortunately in various stages of their breast cancer journey. And I cannot do all that I do without the help of like-minded people and organizations to help me to help others. So while I stand here today, I pay respect to all the teachers, coaches, counselors, doctors, nurses, and volunteers, friends and family that play such a critical role in these spaces each and every day. As the saying goes, it really does take a village, and I'm honored to be included in this village of service in support of our beloved community. Thank you again for this honor. My prayer is you too will embrace your role in helping to truly create what Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. popularized and referred to as a beloved community, a society based on justice, equal opportunity, and a love of one's fellow human beings. Let us remember those in our past who have demonstrated this belief and use this past to inform our work today as we each do our part individually and collectively to continue the legacy of ensuring we make Centerville-Washington Township and the entire Miami Valley region a beloved community. Thank you.
Jenell, yeah, come on back up.
I don't know if I'm moving.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Centerville-Washington Foundation, Jenell, for all your hard work and for all those that you've helped in our community, the foundation would like to present you with the following check as a donation to the Norma J. Ross Memorial Fund. So, thank you.
Okay, wow. Okay, am I supposed to say?
You don't have to. You can say thank you.
This is truly a pleasant surprise because most of the time I'm writing the checks. And Brendan, thank you. You and your team have been amazing. I have been surprised today by people that are here to support me, so thank you. My husband's down in his back. He's getting older.
More mature.
He's more mature. I'm sorry, more mature. And just other family and friends. We have 2 other events tonight that we are at with participating in with the foundation. So everyone's kind of split. So I needed other family to go there, and they're like, "Well, how come I don't get to go there and you get to go there?" I was like, "Okay, can you just go?" So I just want to say thank you. I don't take what I do on my day job or my side gig, as I always say to Sally, lightly. And several ladies here at this table who are friends and family, they're always there to support me, as well as my crew in the back. And I have so many other people, and I know there's customers here who are friends as well. And just thank you. I'll continue to do all that I can to serve our community, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. What a wonderful founder for the community Jenell Ross is. And truly, what is a founder? Someone who helps those in need, who builds community and connects others, who seeks to lay a foundation and improve upon it throughout their lives. That's a founder. That's Jenell Ross.